I'd like to say hello, everyone. I want to talk on an interesting topic that's very, very important and also disturbing to a lot of people, especially me. It's the idea and mindset behind getting paid by the hour. Now, we know most people who work on a 40-hour job per week either get paid salary or by the hour, and it's safe to say most of them are getting paid by the hour. Now, here's the problem with getting paid by the hour. If a company is not making the money that they're intending to make or what they used to make, then there are going to be some big changes in it. And most of the time those changes will involve letting you go or bringing in a lot of part-time people when the full-timers do leave. We see that a lot in the major retail stores today, don't we? So how can we change that? But first, before we get into that discussion on how to change it, we need to understand why people often do that, or think that way, I should say. Think the idea of saying, well, it doesn't matter what goes on today or whether or not the company makes any money or how angry they make me or whatever they do to me. I'm getting paid by the hour, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I'm going to go home, and at the end of the week, or bi-weekly I should say, I'm going to collect that paycheck. Well, we know people have that mindset because of, number one, laziness. You know, it's easy to do just enough not to get fired, just doing the regular routines because of laziness. Another reason could be the mindset of just being insecure. Insecure from an idea of saying, well, if I was to go and work on a commission-based job or become self-employed or maybe get my own business or what have you, it may not work out. I may lose. I may not make a profit. So therefore, I'll just continue to work by the hour. But of course, what businessman you know, or business people I should say, you know, will continue to pay somebody at the same rate, giving them the same amount of hours, if they continue to decline in revenue and or profits? I don't think any in their right mind. Maybe if they're dumb they would, but we know most business people are not dumb, are they? They only do it if it makes sense and if it makes money. That's the only reason for doing it. So what can we do to change people's mind, or I should say encourage them to think on a better scale? Well, for one, you can look at getting some commission-based pay. Now, before you get skeptical, let's talk about the benefits of a commission-based pay. Well, we know for one, when you give the production, you will be compensated each and every time. We also know that sky is a limit on commission-based pay. That means you can sell as much as you want and do as much as you want. Work all you want versus being limited on a job when it comes to pay, overtime, the times you have to come in. Maybe you got kids or family. Your time is just, you're on somebody else's time. But we know with commission-based pay, you kind of do what you want to do, although you have to put forth the work. Now, we know that some skeptics will say, well, what if you don't sell anything? You don't make anything? Well, you don't want to have that lazy mentality. You want to say, well, I'm going to sell something. Or maybe if it's opening your own business or becoming self-employed, you're going to have the mindset of saying, I will make sales because I'm going to check out the geographic area. You know, I'm going to look at what people wants and needs are, what they need on a regular basis. I'm going to look at the time that people want and need things. I'm going to look at all the different aspects of the business that will make me money and that's going to make me successful. Doing your homework. That's what I call being successful. And with that, it's impossible to fail. Now, will you fail maybe a few times? Yeah, absolutely, of course. But overall, you will have a constant flow of cash. When you think of working from production and what you produce, giving the public what they want versus saying, I'm going in by the hour, and regardless of what the company make, I'm going to get paid the same regardless. Keeping in mind, folks, that no business person will continue to be a fool and pay somebody for nothing, or pay someone with the intentions of making lesser profits, what they've been making. So folks, we need to think better. We need to think outside the box. If not, it's not going to be good at all when you get laid off and fired. Now, of course, you may not go in telling your boss that I'm going to get paid by the hour. You may not even have that idea behind you, or even that attitude. You may be working, trying to make the company money, but when the company not making what they used to make, or what they intend to make, or in the direction that they plan on going, you will be the first to get let go. See, because they could do without you, but they can't do without paying the light bill. So think about that. The lights at that particular business are more important than you are. If you don't believe me, just think about it. Let's say if the light bill went up $1,000 extra, and the water bill went up extra $200, or maybe the expenses for the product that they're buying goes up and up and up. Well, they know they have to have them, and they have to keep those going, but they can do without you and pay somebody part-time at a lot lesser rate. And of course you might say, well, that company is going downhill because they let me go. You know how people is when they take it personal. Will it really go downhill? Maybe not. That's just business. That's just the nature of it. They may do a whole lot better without you. We know people are always thinking that companies need them and they can't do without them. I tell you what, let them have to make a decision. And if they're smart business people, they'll make it work even without you. So what you have to do is do your homework. Go home and say, well, you know what? Even though I work by the hour, I'm going to come up with a second source of cash flow. Something that'll pay me for the rest of my life, versus just going to work every day being lazy. Click on the links below, folks. Leave your thoughts and comments. Tell me what you think. But until then, signing off, and have a good evening.